make money racing to Bermuda. So they would try to get a customized view to give them a competitive advantage over someone else. And so I think, at least in our area, that's not as important. In terms of the next generation, the whole thing's being developed hand in hand with education programs that go directly into the schools. And that means you have to entrain the teachers and get them comfortable to actually use the tools and feel comfortable talking about it. Because sometimes it's usually the sciences which are the hardest thing to get new things adopted often in the K-12. And so that has to actually takes dedicated time and effort and people on the ground.
I was going to put a plug in for NetHope. And NetHope is a consortium of NGOs that works with many technology companies, and I would hope more will get involved over time. Memberships like that or consortiums like that are often a good way to get people that have an interest, in a particular area to begin to collaborate and share information. That's really what NetHope is all about, is figuring out how to share information across the nonprofit community so that people can take advantage of that for the services they're delivering, so that interchange gets going.
I think one of the things that you see right here is that in Oscar's case, there's data that are being created, there are data being created that have multiple uses across, just like the ones you mentioned. I think in the case Carol talked about, the cassava disease, those data are being created for a community of people that have an intense need to use those data. Right? But people that you also said that other agencies within their human network, right, networks, are actually making use of those data and of those techniques to then feed into new endeavors that they want to do. Right? So I think maybe the part of your question that's interesting to me anyway is that there are networks of interest that are actually making use of the data and starting to, and it's almost natural, right? And then you can imagine that expanding and pushing as more people find connections and niches and somebody thinks of something new, you'll see that kind of innovation grow. I just can't see why that wouldn't happen. But I think you're seeing it already. I mean, I think Oscar's case is perfect. Sorry.
Hi, Amy Ragsdale with HIV/AIDS Network Coordination, and my group works with clinical trials networks running clinical trials across the world. And there's an immense amount of data exchange going on in these clinical trials and involving all continents. And I'm wondering if you could speak a little bit to any challenges you've had relating to governments, or if you've had to have established relationship with governments to establish the infrastructure. So any partnerships that have come out. And also just a note, I was at a communications meeting yesterday, and someone made the comment that, we have to remember that there are communities within the United States that have similar developing country issues. So, and also